Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, dyed my hair blue so boss would stop blaming me for hair in customers' food. My stepdad wore the same shirt I got in trouble for during the parent-teacher meeting. Stole my buddy's hat back from his ex-girlfriend. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Dyed my hair blue so boss would stop blaming me for hair in customers' food. I used to work for a sandwich shop. All the other employees there were Indian women with very long black hair. Mine was sort of similar, I suppose. Medium length and brown. But every time a customer would complain about a long black hair in the food, my boss would immediately blame me without any hesitation or investigation, despite the fact that I was the only person who wore my hair up and netted. So one day I dyed my hair blue with the sole purpose of not being blamed for black hair being in the food. You guessed it, it happened. And how huffy and annoyed my boss got when I said it couldn't be my hair because mine is blue was beyond amusing. Yup, I got blamed for this. I had short brown hair. I worked with guys who had long hair. So I dyed mine red. Nope, chef. Mine's red. The cafe owner when I worked in food tried to blame us for a medium-length brown hair. Blamed me, I took my hat off and pointed at my short red hair. Blamed prep food girl, nope, that's long black hair. Dishwasher? Nope, that's a dude with a buzz cut. The runner? Nope, she's blonde. Well, I guess the customer put it there. No ma'am, you insisted the kitchen was too slow and pushed your way in to help, and you are the only one with medium-length brown hair. I saw a similar situation. A lady wanted free lunch, so she said there was hair in her food. The manager made a big show of calling all the staff out. They were all bald. My sister was a waitress and told the story once of this lady who came in and said she found one of those twisty ties for loaves of bread in her food. She wanted her food comped, but none of the ingredients in the kitchen or supplies used those twisty ties. I called my bright pink hair my food safety hair. Great way of getting around strict dress codes at work. Yeah, my hair isn't a natural shade, but we aren't allowed natural shade band-aids, are we, Mr. Bossman? Was at a restaurant, pulling a hair out of my food. The server noticed and ran over. He was apologizing and reaching for my food. Had to stop him and let him know I was pretty sure the hair was mine. I always wonder why so many get disgusted by something as seemingly innocuous as a head hair. It's not fun to get in your mouth, but if you pull it out, the food should be fine? Any food scientists wanna chime in? Well, I bet he felt fairly blue that he couldn't blame you anymore. Got blamed for it by a customer once. The kicker is that I am a man and under my hat, you guessed it, shaved bald. I'm a chef. I've got a number 3 shortcut, bleached blonde. Customers sent food back saying it was my hair, 8-inch black, in her food. I went to speak with the long raven-haired lady and we both agreed it wasn't mine. I really do not make much of a big deal about hair and food. It happens sometimes. There was this small sandwich shop I went to regularly. It was great. One day there was a hair. No big deal. It was great for a while longer. Then another hair. Then again. And again. And again. 4 visits in a row. I quit going there. A year later, I decided to give them a try again. What do you know, another hair? I gave up on them and have not touched the place in more than 3 years. I'd maybe, if they were yummy, tell them. And educate about hair nets. Many don't know they even exist. When I worked in a restaurant, I had a customer who would eat 80% of his food before magically finding a hair in his dish, which would make him send it back. The kitchen would then make him a fresh plate of food. He did that on like 3 different occasions, but I remember the last time he pulled that stunt, the whole kitchen came out and looked at him while he ate his second dish of food. For reference, me, white man, short brown hair. Everyone else working in the restaurant, Asian women with long, straight black hair. The hair found in the dishes, short, black, and very wavy, which just so happened to match that on the customer's head. My stepdad wore the same shirt I got in trouble for during the parent-teacher meeting. First off, let me preface by saying both my mother and stepdad were absolute scum. But even the worst people in all of human history sometimes have their good moments, and this was one of them. I was 14 and I was in middle school. I was so proud of my Cornholio shirt from Beavis and Butthead. It was a mugshot of Beavis with his shirt up over his head and the caption read, "I am the great Cornholio." I didn't know what the hell a cornhole was. I knew a pie hole was a mouth, and I could kind of figure out with the inclusion of the word hole that maybe it meant anus, but I didn't really know for sure, and apparently my mom and stepdad didn't either. But my agri teacher, a religious fundamentalist who couldn't let an hour go by without shoehorning his religion into his lessons, pulled me out of class and took me to the principal's office over the shirt after I started doing Beavis impressions in class with my shirt up. I didn't know what it was about until we were in the hallway and he said, "I find that highly offensive." "This?" I asked. "Yes," he said. And just an FYI, this was the 90s. Even then humans thought there was nothing in the world more important than the fact they were offended by something stupid. Anyway, they made me turn my shirt inside out for the rest of the day. I told my mom and stepdad about it and they didn't know what was up his ass either. Other than the fact that he was a religious lunatic. Anyway, a few weeks later it was time for parent-teacher conferences and my mom remembered that shit. She said she wanted to ask what the hell his problem was with that shirt. My stepdad decided to wear it during the meeting. The best part was that he was a cop. I didn't go to the meeting with them, but I'd have given just about anything to see that psycho's face. Been perfect if you responded with, "Are you threatening me?" Came for this comment. Wasn't disappointed. Thank you, good netizen. The streets will flow with the blood of the non-believers. I'm 53 and still do the Cornholio bit with my 19-year-old son. It's a classic and still hilarious 30-ish years later. My niece had a shirt that said "Make 7 up yours," but "Make 7 dash" was on the front, "Up yours" was on the back. She wore it to school probably 3 to 4 times before she got in trouble for it. 2005/6-ish. A charitable organization my folks used to donate to did t-shirts one year. I upped my org donation pledge on the front and "Up yours" on the back. Teacher, I find that highly offensive. Me, I don't see how that's my problem. It sounds like it's your problem. I find religious assholes like you offensive, but I don't go on about it. Stole my buddy's hat back from his ex-girlfriend. Backstory, my friend broke up with his girlfriend about 6 months ago when she cheated on him. It messed him up pretty badly, and I spent a lot of time helping him keep his mind off her. Yesterday, I happened to run into her at a Target and seeing her in person made me realize how much I disliked her for doing that to my friend, but I acted civilly and tried to excuse myself quickly. Then I noticed that she was wearing my friend's hat, which I brought up to her trying to sound casual. She didn't seem to think much of it, but confirmed that it was. So I just said, "That's what I thought," and I swiped it off her head and turned to leave. She was shocked that I would be so blatant and berated me for being a jerk. She also claimed that she had lice, to which I responded that if she did, they wouldn't be on her head. I pretty much just walked out at that point and she didn't really try to pursue me. My fiancé says that I was definitely a jerk/immature. I admit that I was being immature, but I maintained that it wasn't her hat and my friend was happy to get it back. Immature? Sure. Rude? Probably. Justified? Yes. Hilarious? Definitely. Not on her head made me almost spit out my coffee. You, sir, are a legend. Indeed, that's the bit that had me sniggering. Yes, all of this. And his fiancé should be thrilled to have someone with such wit. her life will never be dull. You return something to its rightful owner. I'd say that's typically an NTA move, to counter your fiance's claim. Good work. Good work, mate. If only we could get all the hoodies back that exes take. Agreed. Hard yes from me. I don't know how many times I've had to buy new clothes after a breakup because of some psycho either stealing them or destroying them. I am the girl that gave back my ex-boyfriend's hoodie. What did I get for it? He kept my t-shirts, several with my name on them, books, SNES games, and more that I wanted back. This was 15 years ago and I am happily married, but this still makes me annoyed. She deserves no respect. She's wearing it like some sort of sick trophy. Or, she feels like crap that she acted like a skis and still loves him. I can't imagine taking the chance of running into an ex in public wearing their gear unless I was hoping to use it as a conversation starter. I'd have been too horrified at the thought of seeing them with someone else and me in their hat/shirt. Awkward. Legendary petty move, legendary comeback. Immature legend? Sure, but legend still. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.